Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and as you can see, today I'm going to be getting all my craft stuff ready for my retreat, and I'm going to be trying to pack it. This is part of what I'm trying to take. This is what I'm calling my supplies. So I thought I'd just go through them and show you what I've got and how I've packed them up ready to go, and then we'll see if we can get them into my little new craft bag that's down there. I'm hoping it's big enough to take everything, but we will see. I have got a backup bag ready to go as well if I need to take that too, but we'll have to see how much of this we can actually get in there. So I thought I'd just quickly just show you what I've got. We'll go through it. I've got my list here. This is my list. I've kind of crossed things off as I've got them ready. So this is my list of supplies. I've got another list over the page of tools, and they're all over here, all in a bit of a mess. But I'll get them all onto my table when I'm ready to pack them. So we'll just quickly have a look at what I've got here. So I've got a couple of little boxes. I don't want to take too many boxes because they're bulky, but I've got some die cuts here in both these boxes from the different kits that I thought I might use. Oh, the sun's coming out. It's a bit bright. I'm going to have to pull my blind down. I apologise. Okay, the sun keeps doing that, keeps coming out, and everything gets too bright in here, and I have to keep pulling the blind down. So let's see. We'll just keep it down now, so it's just there like that. So I've got those two boxes of die cuts. I've got one pack of Tim Holtz words here. I don't use them very often, but they don't take up a lot of room. I've got some of my ephemera books here, so I've got two of the bigger ones. This is the one with the flowers, and this is the one where I've got all my ladies of letters and things from the RachandBellaCrafts Billet Doux kit, so that they're at the back. So all the ladies that I might need for my little journal that I'm maybe working on. So I've just got those two big ones, and then I've got four of my smaller ones. So I've got some words, I've got my Shabby Dabby Doodah labels, can you see that? I've got some small labels, Tracy Fox labels, and I've got my Roxy Creations labels in that one. So I thought they're the sort of thing I might use. And then in this pouch here, I bought this pack of Ziploc pouches, and they're all different sizes, but they're just perfect for this kind of trip, which is why I bought it. So this one has got some of the lace that I'm taking, some of the larger pieces. I think trying to choose the lace to take was one of the hardest things I've had to do. It's taken me all weekend to put all this stuff together. So I've got lace, larger pieces of lace in this one. I've got some little strips of lace off some cards, so that I didn't have to take all the cards in this one, and some of the cards of lace. So I'll just try and show you what I mean by a card of lace. So I may have to keep doing that just so I can do things, because I'm holding the camera, so I've only got one hand to actually open things and move things around. So I keep all my lace, that you buy by the metre, I keep them on these cards in a box like this, and I didn't want to take loads and loads of cards, and these are quite thin, they haven't got a huge amount on them. So if I wanted some other lace that there was a lot more of, I just cut off some strips and put them into this little soft bag here, so it'd be easier to pack. So, and also in this bag I've got a couple of doilies, so I've just got a few lacy bits in there, so I'll have to put those back in a moment. Sorry, I'll just try and move it all to one side as I'm going along. And then I've got a bag here, just a little plastic bag with some white pieces of fabric, some bits of burlap, some, I don't know, there's some cheesecloth, there's some coffee dyed cheesecloth, just some neutral pieces there for layering. I've got some long white strips if I want to make any snippets. So there's not a huge amount in there, just a few bits. I've got a bag full of fabric scraps, little tiny fabric pieces, you can see, for making snippets and clusters. Then under here, here I've just got quite a small pack of larger pieces of fabric that I thought might go with the journals. So I've got a few pieces there. Not very much. I'm not taking a lot of fabric with me. I think they've got a shop and I think they'll be selling some fabric there. And I've got my little box that I keep my scraps, my little scraps of lace are in there. So that's those. This is another one of those Ziploc files with folders with, not folders, what they call pouches, Ziploc pouches. That's got all my ephemera pieces for the retreat that I've made that you can't really see right now. This is another one. This has got my beautiful French lace that I bought from RachandBellaCrafts, and it's their retreat, so I'm taking that with me to work with. I've just put it in this pouch really just to protect it a bit, and it's easier to pack when it's in a pouch. And then I've got two big ones here. This one, these is just one of those plastic folders, and I've got some doilies in there. I've got some pieces of ephemera. I've got book pages, and I've got music. So I'm just pulling bits out as I go along. And also I had some small, like some tiny scraps of book page and some small scraps of book page, different sizes. So I put them in little plastic bags, and they're in here as well. So it's not very thick. I haven't overfilled it. I'm trying not to take too much. And then I've got this one, which is the biggest size of Ziploc pouch. It's the biggest one. There were two of every size, I think. And in this one, I've got some dyed paper. I've got some straw paper, packaging, including a piece of Amazon packaging that I might be able to use for a cover. I've got some envelopes. I've got some glassine bags. And I've got, at the last minute, I put a file folder in and some cardstock. So I've got a variety of things to use as bases and that kind of thing, and for backing. So that's in this one. That's the biggest. So I hope once that's in, hopefully everything else will fit as well. I've got a few washi tapes here. Just a little, half a dozen washi tapes in a little plastic bag. Everything is either in a plastic bag or a Ziploc pouch. I've got the pieces that I made. We made one on camera. These are those ones I made when I thought there was only going to be 10 of us at this retreat. I'm taking them anyway, and I might just share them around on my table with the girls I'm sitting with. I might give them to Rachel to use in a giveaway if she wants to. I've got another pouch here. This is a green one. So they're all every colour, different size. It's got a different colour zip, which is quite nice. So this is quite a small one, and I've got a load of trims in here. So if I can just, sorry, I'm just hovering while I open it. So you can see inside there's ribbon, there's rick-rack, there's little floral trims. Yes, the whole selection of just trims in this one. So that's going to go. So again, I've tried really hard, so I'm just trying to zip it up. I'm sorry, I'm holding this at a weird angle. Hard to do one-handed. So yeah, I've tried really hard not to overfill all the zip bags so that they go into the bag, into my little craft tote, nice and flat. Right, so in here, it's just in a plastic bag. This is my journal that I made on camera with you guys. This is my journal using the RachandBellaCrafts kit and the Medieval Mirage kit that I'm combining. So I've just put it in the bag to protect it. And then this here is just all the kits and the papers that I'm taking. So in this folder I've actually got printed fabrics. So some of these fabrics that I've been using, that I've been printing on my printer, I've been printing some of the fabrics from the kit. So I thought, well, I'll take those in case I get to use them. I've got a couple of spare plastic folders in case I'm bringing stuff home. I've got all the papers that I need for the journal, that little journal that I've made. It's just got some ephemera in here and a load of papers. Don't know whether I'll even get to use it, but I've got that. Then this is the folder with the papers I'm using for the journals that we're going to be making at the retreat. So I can't show you what I've got in there, but we're making some sharing journals. And this is the sorry, I've got to turn around the wrong way. The RachandBellaCrafts Echoes of Nature kit, in case I get to use bits of that. So I've got a few bits from that as well. So really, that's all of the supplies, I'm calling them, that's going to be going. I'm sorry about the camera angles, it's going a bit all over the place. I hope you can see what I'm doing. When I'm editing, if it looks awful, then I'll just have to not post it. So I'm going to turn the camera off. I need to move my trolley up onto the table, and then we'll start putting things in it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the bag. I thought I'm putting it up on my desk because those little pockets at the front and round the side, when they're down on the floor, it's really hard for me to get to them. So I thought I'd start by filling those pockets, see how much I can get in those pockets round the sides, and then we'll put it back on the floor and fill it from the top, fill the main part. So I've got an idea of what I can get in, and a couple of the pockets I have put a couple of bits in already, just to see how they fit, and didn't see any point in taking them out. So I'm going to start, I'm just going to move this around a little bit. So you see this pocket at the side here. They've got reasonable amount of room. They've got quite a bit of space in these little side pockets. So I'm thinking what I'm going to put in here are my little ephemera books. So I'm just going to put one in that back pocket there. Sorry, can you see that? One's gone in there, and I'm going to try and see how many I'll get in the main part of the pocket as well. I think there's only room for the small ones, but I'm hoping I can get all of them in this one pocket. Yes, so they're all in there. So these are the 4 smaller ones. I did warn you when I said I was going to try and do this video that it might be a bit tricky. And the camera angle is not ideal. So I'm just going to turn it off so I can zip it up. Okay, so that pocket's all zipped up and it's thoroughly filled, but those little books have gone in there. The bigger ones, these 2, are too big for the pocket, so because I tried them. So they'll have to go in the main part. So we've got this pocket here at the front. I'm just going to move the strap out of the way. And we've got this pocket. As you can see, in case I didn't mention it, I have pimped up. I did pimp up my little trolley, or what do you call it, craft tote, with some lace, as you can see. And on the front here, I've put one of my wax seals with a K on it. And I just thought it was too boringly grey. I don't like grey. But the only other option was a black one, and that's even worse. So I thought, well, I've just put a bit of lace and a bit of turquoise. It has to be turquoise, doesn't it? So I've just thought it cheers it up a little bit. I could have done more, and I didn't put it on the side pockets. I thought maybe that was going a bit too mad, and it's got to go in the car, it's got to travel. So I didn't want to put too much on, because it would get knocked about quite a bit, I imagine. So I just made it look a little bit more decorated, so it doesn't look quite as plain and boring as it did. Right, so this pocket is just completely empty. So what I'm planning to put in here, where are we? Yeah, I think what I was hoping to put in here were these small bags of fabric and lace, or mainly just the fabric pieces. So I've got my fabric scraps in that bag there. Then I have this bag of larger pieces, which will also go in quite nicely. Okay, that's gone in there. I think, I'm sorry if I'm whizzing you around a bit. I'm try to do it slowly. I've got this bag of the more neutral pieces, which I think I might try and slide down the back. Let's just, sorry, pop that in there like that. So that's gone in. So they're in. Can I get another one in? Can I get my little one, my little pouch of lace pieces? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's all gone in. They're just poking up a little bit. So I'm just wondering, can I get any more in there? Can I? If I push that down to the bottom, I might be able to get this little box in. I don't know, it might be a bit bulky. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to turn the camera off and see if I can close this now with everything in it, because that'll be another pouch nicely filled. Pouch. Pocket. So, it closed, yay! And I managed to get all of those pieces in. So that's quite nice and full now. Quite solid. So this pouch, I keep saying pouch, these are pockets. Well, I suppose they're like pouches as well. So if I open that up, I've already put a few things in those little loops. Things that I'm not going to be using perhaps frequently. So I've got some stenciling brushes, there's a craft knife there, there's a Sharpie pen, gold paint stick, and a little bottle of water. Well, it's not got any water in it, but it's a little spray bottle. I thought they're things that I might need, but I won't need all the time. All my those kind of tools, like the bone folder and pens and pencils, excuse me, one moment, are in another one of these little pouches. So they're all in there. It's like a little pencil case, really. So all the things I'm going to need all the time are going in this little pink zipped pouch. So I've been having a little think about what I can put into the rest of this pocket, and I'm going to try and see if I can get my glues in here. So they're over here. So I've got my big bottle of fabric glue. So this is the full bottle. I won't need it, of course, but the other bottle's almost empty. So I'm going to see if I can... That has gone in. Whoops, it's sliding over a little bit, but just pushing it, and I think it will go in. It's in there. Sorry, you can't see it, but it is there. And I've got a bottle of art glitter glue, which isn't full, but it's... I'm hoping it's got enough in there. I'm hoping there's enough in there, because that's the only one I've got. So I've got that. 2 empty bottles of the, the little bottles with the little applicators. I've got a couple of new empty ones because I didn't want to travel with the ones I've been using because I thought they might leak. I'm not quite sure how it'll work when we come home, but I'm going to pop those in there empty, so at least they arrive without leaking all over the place. So they've gone in, and I've got a couple of glue sticks. I hope 2's enough. Oops. So I've got a couple of glue sticks to go in. I might pop another one in. 2's probably enough. We're not going for very long. It's not a week. It's only 3 days. In fact, 2.5 days, really, realistically. So they're in. So they're a bit sort of falling all over the place. Let's see if I can close this one up. So can you see in there? All the glues are there. Well, not all the glues, but the other bit, the other glue that I've got, the one with the little gun applicator thing, that'll have to go somewhere else. We'll have that as well. Right, I'm going to turn this off now because that one's zipped up fine, so that's all in there. And then I've just got this last pocket. I've already put in a pack of baby wipes, but I've still got a bit of room. So I'm going to see if I can get some of my punches in here. So bear with me. So I thought I might try and get these little corner punches. These are the ones with the different corner decorative corners, the rounded corner. So that's the one with the fancy corner. This is the round corner one. But these might just go in. And then they're not too fat. And this is the one with the tag corners. I wonder if I can get any more in here. I'm just going to try, see if I can get one of my circle punches in here. I've got my small circle punch, so that might just go in as well. So now I'm going to try and see if I can close this one up. So there it is. It's all closed. It was a bit of a battle with that extra punch in there, but I managed to. I just about managed to get the zip round the corner. It took me a minute or two just to battle it round that corner, but we got there. So the side pouches are now thoroughly full, and I'm going to move it back onto the floor, try and set up the camera in a position where you can see what I'm doing, and then we'll fill the inside of the bag. Okay, so I've now added all my tools to the desk. So I've still got all this stuff to go in, but now I've got all my tools as well. So we'll see how much I can get into my bag. And my bag is right here. And I've opened it so you can just see there's got lots of space inside for storing things as well. And there's these two big pouches that are actually attached to the lid. If you can see those, and I've already filled them. One is full of scissors, as you can probably see, and the other one I've put all my inks and ink daubers in the other one. So I've only got 5 inks. I've got 5 distress inks. So I've got vintage photo, walnut stain, a pink, a green and a blue, and then I've got a VersaFine Clair in the brown, which is called pine cone, and I've got the black. So they're good for stamping. So I've got hopefully a reasonable collection. I couldn't get any more in. I thought that would be enough to take. So let's just see what we can get into this bag. Oh, and the other thing that's already in, probably can't see, I've got a craft mat. It's the biggest. I fitted it in right here at the front. I needed to see if it would go in, but it's gone in beautifully. So I should be taking that to work on. Obviously I couldn't take my big black one, but that one is A3 size, I think this one is. So I've used it a lot over the years. So it's been a good old workhorse, but I don't get to use it that much these days, except when I'm going somewhere else, which doesn't happen very often, of course. Right, so I'm going to try and put the camera somewhere where you can see what I'm doing, but I will need both hands to actually put the things in. And in fact I think I might take these two off because they're just on Velcro. They just peel off like that, and they'll give me make the access make it a bit more accessible. So I'm just going to take this one off as well. Because it'll be easier to get at the rest with those, and I put them back on afterwards. Right, so I'm just going to turn the camera off again, try and get this set up in a spot where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to start with this big pouch, and it's got sort of little inner sections that you can. I think the idea is there's a padded bit here that you can put a laptop in, but I'm not going to be doing that. I can get this in here. Yep. So I'm going to see how many of those, how many I can get in the back section. Start with all the bigger ones. So that's the first lot in. Then there's another smaller section here, so I'm going to see what I can get into that one. I hope you can see this okay. It's a bit tricky to set up in such a way you can see what I'm doing, but I need both the hands, as I said. Right, so I've got this is the bigger of the extra pouches, and this is just the one with the French lace in it. So I put that in there. That might be all I can get in that one actually, otherwise it's bulging out too much. And then I will take this strap, and that velcros into place, so it kind of holds it back and gives you a bit more room. Okay, I'm just trying to think. I've got these two side pouches, so maybe I should put something in those first. see if I can put in. I'm going to try and put my two ephemera books, see if they'll go into one of these side pouches. They might be too wide. Yes, they are. So, okay, let's try to think of something else. Right, so I've got some Tim Holtz bits here. I've got the Tim Holtz Small Talk, and I've got my stencils. Now see if I can find something to go in the other one. Right, so I've got my little pieces that I made that I will endeavour to share at the retreat. So they'll go in this pouch here at the side, I think. Yep, that's gone in there. Okay, so those are filled. Now I've got to try and get everything else in. So three pouches. So I'm going to put the pouches in lengthways, I think, like that. These pouches, so I've got some room either side. I've got my small scoreboard. It's going to go in there. And my Tim Holtz stamps. They'll go in there. And then my ephemera books should go in as well. Yep. All going in nicely. It's handy when things are flat, it makes them easier to pack. Right, I've got a glue book, which I might just pop that in here, and a small glue book, which I think might just go in right there. Right, so how are we doing? Can I get any more in? I'll just show you how they're going in so far. Can you see? Right, so there we go, and that's sort of half full that way. So we've still got all this space to fill, and we fill it we will. So I've got another little pouch here, which I think will just go in there nicely. And I have got my journal. I'll pop that in at the back. Okay. Now I really want to get in my trimmer, so that hopefully will go in here as well. Yes, it will. That will go in. Still got some room. Oh, excuse me, that's somebody at the door. I'll be right back. Right, so this is what's left still to be packed. There's just a few more things. Most of them are fairly small, but I've got one bulky item there and one bulky item there, and a couple of fairly big ones over there. So I'm pretty sure I can't get my book cradle into that bag because there's not a lot of room. I'll show you. Just pan across and you can see what space I've still got. So there's still a bit of room, and I should be able to get a fair bit in still. But I have got another bag. So that's this bag here. It's just a not a canvas bag. What's it called? It's like a calico, not calico. Oh, I don't know what this stuff is called. But I've got a few bits in here already that I'm taking for the swaps table. So I think there'll be room for whatever I can't fit in my big bag. I think will go in this bag here. So let's see what we can do. I'll put you back on my little chair so you can see what I'm getting in, and then we'll have a look. So I think I'm going to see if I can get the big bite in, because that might just fit, but it might make sense to put that also in the bag so I can get some of these smaller things in. So it has gone in. I don't know if it's the right place to put it. So I'm going to leave it there for now. See what else I can get in. So I've got my little pouch with all my, pens, pencils, all the little tools. All my little tools, bone folder, tweezers, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to think that will go in here. gone in there. Got my rulers. They'll go in no trouble, I don't think, as long as they're not too tall. So I think they've gone in there okay. Might have to, yeah, I think they should be okay, but I'll take them out if necessary and put them in the bag. Now, tiny attacher, that will go in there. So I've got a little box here with some teeny tiny bits in. I've got some bag of paper clips and ball pens. I've got a little pin cushion. I've got some tiny attacher staples, and I thought if I put them in separately they'll just disappear, so I've put them in this box. Now I've got to get the box in. I wonder if I've got something I can put. I can see a little space. I might want to try and fill that little space with something. Is it going to go in there like that? Yes, it is. So that's gone in. That's my larger of my circle punches. I've also got my tab punch, and I'm still not sure whether it makes sense to take it, but if it'll go in, I will. Let's see if it'll go. Yes, it's gone like that. It's gone in. Okay, so that's gone in there. Right, so little bag of washes. I'm going to squeeze down here. The washi tapes, not too many. I've got some little boxes now. I've got my eyelets. Just hoping it doesn't come undone. I think it's alright. That will just slot in there. It's getting very full. And I'm just wondering, and if I can put my, this is my bag, bookbinding bag, that could go there, and this little box can sit on here. I'll just show you how full it looks now. So I've got this little box of bits, and in here is, yeah, I've got my tiny attacher, my trimmer, my big bite, but all essential items. My book binding bag, because I think we will be putting journals together, and then underneath that I've jammed in a whole load of things. It's amazing how much this thing holds actually, because it doesn't look very big when it's closed, but it has held quite a lot. That might be all it will take. Let's just see what we can get into the bag. Right, I put this in first. This is my book cradle, because I think this will sit at the bottom. That will go at the bottom nicely, and then I'm going to sit my, sorry if I'm going too fast, I'll sit my heat tool in the cradle like that. I've got a few bits in there. I'm not going to show you. These are sort of for sharing, the sharing table. I haven't got a lot for that. And then I've got these couple of boxes of ephemera, and they will sit in there perfectly fine, I think. Just move the pocket out of the way. That's gone in there. What else have we got? We've got my little box of click stamps. I've got them all into my little pot. So they'll sit on there. And we have my little glue gun, which I need to get some more of this glue. I don't think there's much left in here. But that's going to sit on there. And so I just keep going backwards and forwards. I haven't got much left to go in now. It's got his little holster. I don't know if I need that really. No, I might not take that because it's a bit of an awkward shape. I really don't. I think I can manage without it. Then all I've got now is some bits of, I've got a craft mat and some kitchen towel. So I can put that there, put that down the side. Still got a bit of room, but I do want to take a couple of little pots that I might use while I'm there to put things in. So I'm just seeing what I can find, and then I'll add those as well. I have actually moved my bookbinding pouch into the bag because I realised it was quite taking up quite a bit of room. It was sticking up a fair bit in my other bag, in my main bag, and I realised that once I put the pouches on the inside of the lid, it wouldn't close because the bookbinding pouch was in the way. So I took that out. I put those back in. And I've closed it up just to make sure it does actually close. So apart from the little bookbinding pouch, this pink one, everything else is in there. And it all fits perfectly well. So the next thing I want to do is just get these last little bits in. So I've got a little box here and a couple of little trays with a few little plastic bags, just in case I have any ephemera pieces that I don't want to lose, or any little bits that that I just want to put somewhere safe on my desk when I'm working. And I have, sorry about the swinging backwards and forwards, I have this little bowl that I use. I've got a couple of these that I use for putting in my bits of rubbish, so I don't have bits of rubbish all over the floor. So that's gone in there. I might just actually pop that down the side there so it doesn't roll around. So this bag is pretty full, but I might not be bringing home all of this stuff. We'll see. So that's it. Everything is packed. I'm really happy with how that's all gone into here. And now I can just get all my clothes ready now. It's a week away. Today is the Monday before the retreat starts. But all of this week I've got something going on every day because it's half-term week. And so we've got Alyssa one day, we've got Arlo one day, I've got a funeral one day. So I don't have a lot of time in between to get the rest of my packing done, but at least this is now done. So I hope it wasn't too awkward to watch. I will edit out all the really whizzy bits and see if try and make it a reasonable watch, and at least you can see what I'm taking. And I'll show you when I come back what I've made while I'm there, if I make anything, and we'll see. So I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.